Okay, can you guys hear now?
It's delayed, they're not gonna hear it.
Give us a heads up if you can hear. Sorry, give us a thumbs up. Thumbs up if you can hear.
It's a little delayed, so it'll be a second before they tell you, but they definitely can hear you.
It's gonna be a minute.
Okay. All right. Okay, can you guys hear now?
Yeah,
Give us a heads up if you can hear. Sorry, give us a thumbs up. Okay, cool. Thumbs up if you can hear. All right, we are ready for takeoff. Just make sure this guy can hear because I want him on this.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message.
All right, how many are on, Dal?
we got 8.
Okay.
Do you want to FaceTime then? I can hold it.
Yeah, maybe try him one more time. Okay. All right. We are gonna get started. If he doesn't answer, don't worry about it. And then, if you want to record this audio recording as well on your phone, that'll be good. You can probably post it up against that.
Do you want to put it on mute? Do you want to put your phone on mute?
Okay. All right, guys. We're going to get started. The reason for this training, and guys, tell me if you can't hear me at any moment, but the reason for this training is AT&T and DirecTV products are incredibly easy and seamless to sell. In fact, every single qualified customer's home that you get into, you should be closing. That is the mindset that we should have. Every single home that's qualified that we get into, we should absolutely be closing. If we're not already doing that, then we're missing something, okay? The reason I say that with confidence is because on Saturday I went out, I knocked 16 doors, found 15 qualified customers, and closed 15 deals on Saturday in an 8-hour working day. So I'm gonna share with you guys my tips. I'm gonna share with you guys all my secrets, and I promise you that you will learn something new from this training. If you were already using the stuff that I'm using, then you would be closing 15 deals in a day. So listen up, it's time to get a reality check so that you can earn your paycheck, all right? So I'm gonna go over 5 things with you, and if you guys have questions, we need you to text them on the leadership thread, and we can field those specific questions. We want this to be an open conversation more than anything. So first and most important thing for closing more deals in a day is having a cleaner mentality. So a cleaner mentality, it's pretty simple. There's 3 different levels of competitors. There's a cooler, which is the lowest level, a closer, which is the second level, and a cleaner, someone who is always cleaning up, as the highest level of competitors. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Wayne Gretzky, the greatest in any craft are your cleaners, okay? These are your do whatever it takes type of competitors. They control the uncontrollable. In sales, that looks like this. You do not care if it's raining outside, snowing outside, or 100 degrees outside. Your mentality every single day is consistent. You control the uncontrollable. A cleaner is always looking to level up. They're always looking for the next mountain to climb. They are always hungry. And so a cleaner is never, ever, ever satisfied. A cleaner's 2 favorite words are done and next, okay? And so applying that to on the doors, when you're out wanting to have a big day, you are never ever satisfied with the current number of sales that you're at. If you're at 5, you're working on 6. You're at 6, you're working on 7. And you always have that hungry for more mentality. If you have that, you're gonna start closing 15 deals in a day. You're gonna start closing 20 deals in the day. If you can make this connection of having a cleaner mentality, that will be the biggest difference between you being a good sales rep and a great sales rep and the best ever, okay? But I want it to be clear that having a cleaner mentality is the greatest takeaway that you can have from this entire training we're going to do. You need to be hungry for more. You are not doing enough. You are not reaching your potential. You know it, I know it, everyone knows it. It's time to step up. It's time to run faster. It's time to work harder, and it's time to work smarter, okay? So cleaner mentality, that's the first point. Next point, predictability. Every person who has mastered their craft has a sense of predictability. They know what is going to happen before it actually occurs. So, you're probably wondering what I mean when I say this. It's pretty simple. Wayne Gretzky, he's regarded as the greatest hockey player of all time. He said, "I'm so great at what I do because I don't go to where the puck is. I go to where the puck is going to be. I see stuff before it happens, and I get to spots before others do." Tom Brady, same mentality. I don't throw the ball to where my receiver is currently at. I throw the ball to where he is going to be. Michael Jordan, same mentality. I don't pass to where my teammate's at. I pass to where he's going to be. I don't drive to where people are at. I drive to where they're not going to be so that I can find a seam to score. The best in every single craft have a sense of predictability. They can actually see things before they occur. They can slow down time and see stuff before it's actually happening. So how does this apply with sales? How does this apply with what we're doing? If you can go into a customer's home and talk about things that are on their mind before they actually bring up concerns, complaints, possible objections, before they do, and overcome those objections, you are going to gain the customer's trust and confidence. You're going to come off as a professional, as legitimate, and all of your points are going to be validated. If you do not have that sense of predictability, you will not close deals at the highest level. You have to have a sense of predictability. So let's go over specific points that you can be predictable on to grab the customer's attention, gain their trust, gain their confidence, and have them eating out of the palm of your hand and closing deals. First, we close a lot of satellite deals. And so right at the door approach, you can bring stuff up that would be on their mind. Hey, notice you guys got that older satellite. Some of the older satellites, they tend to cut out with the storms and the snow. And so the reason I'm here is to fix that issue for you. So you're not getting cutouts when it's raining, and you don't have to worry about brushing off the snow in the wintertime, because I know that's a hassle for you. You want to cater to the geographical area you're in. So I've been doing a lot of sales in Utah, and I know that a big headache and a big hassle people have during the wintertime is brushing off the snow. They hate it. They can't stand going outside, especially these old folks that have to get up on a ladder and brush the snow off their satellite. And so I know they've been running into that issue. I'm going to bring it up with them right at the door, that sense of predictability, and I'm going to overcome that objection right away. I'm going to immediately make their life easier, create value for them. Let them know that the hassles they've been dealing with in the past, they're not going to have to deal with in the future because of the value that I'm going to deliver for them. And so each geographical area has specific pain points. It's important for you to be finely tuned into those pain points so that you can bring those up at the customer's door to gain their confidence and trust. Here in Utah, it's been snow accumulating, building up on the satellites. It's a huge pain point. It's been my bread and butter to grab their attention right at the door. In certain areas, the internet speeds are slow. And so you can bring up right at the door, hey, just real quick, reason I'm here is your TV and your internet, they're on a shared line. And because they're on a shared line, there's a bottleneck effect occurring. Your internet, it's not able to run at optimal speeds because your TV's sucking up all the bandwidth. And so we're gonna pull the channels in over the top and free up that bandwidth space in your home. So your internet will now run faster. You're not gonna have any bumps and hiccups when you're streaming and downloading things during peak hours at 5 in the evening. And so each specific area, each neighborhood has a specific pain point. You need to figure out what that is. For some people it's cutouts and rainstorms. For some people it's cutouts and snow. For some people it's internet speeds not running at their optimal rates. For some people, it honestly might be in that specific area that they are temporarily missing out on a local channel. Maybe Dish dropped a local channel for that area. Cable One dropped a channel. Whatever it is, I promise you, there is one specific pain point that you can bring up right away to establish yourself as the professional and gain the customer's trust and confidence. And so predictability. You need to tap into this sense of predictability if you're going to be the best, if you're going to close at the highest levels. Okay, next point, door approach rebuttals. I get a lot of people that right at the door, they're saying that the customer isn't interested. You're wrong. The customer is interested. You've just failed to say anything interesting, okay? You need to grab their attention and you need to be quick about it because you only have 7 seconds to deliver your value proposition. So, right at the door, I want to go over a few door approach rebuttals. Customer says, oh yeah, you can lower our bill. Well shoot, we just signed up for a new contract 2 months ago. We renewed it for 2 years, I can't do anything. How do you resolve that? Well, this is how I've been resolving it. I immediately want to throw my customer off. I want to grab their attention. I want to pique their interest. And so I'm going to say, sweet, you just renewed your contract? That's exactly why I'm here. Did we get your price under $50 a month? I promise you the customer's going to say, no, I'm paying $100 a month. Oh, wow, okay, you're paying an arm and a leg. Well, let's take a peek real quick at your system and let's get that price down for you because you're paying way too much for TV, okay? It does not matter if you can or cannot get their price under $50 a month once you price quote them 10, 15 minutes down the road after you've given them your presentation. That does not matter, that is not relevant. What is relevant is that you grab the customer's attention at the door. You said something that invokes a sensation and a feeling and a fear of them missing out on something, okay? So that is a phenomenal rebuttal. Yeah, we just renewed our contract 2 months ago, man. Sorry, I can't do anything. Oh no, that's actually exactly why I'm here. Did you get your price under $50 a month? No. Oh sweet, let's take a peek real quick, okay? Then you're in the home, you're diagnosing, seeing how much they're paying, and most of the time you will be able to get their price right around 50 or 60 bucks a month. Even if you can't get it under 50, like you said at the door, they're not gonna remember that 10 minutes later. It's just something to grab their interest and attention. And so I never ever wanna hear that customers just renewed their agreements, all right? That is a lame excuse to not close deals. And I'm tired of hearing it, and I know that you're tired of hearing it. We have $300 in Visa cards for every customer that we want to use them for so that they can get out of their contracts and agreements. For renewal agreements, it's usually $10 per month remaining, and no one ever renews their agreements for more than 2 years. That means the highest their early termination fee could possibly be on their current contract would be 240 bucks. And so they would be netting $60 from that $300 Visa card we're getting them. There is never a situation in a renewal of an agreement that we can't pay the entire contract for the customer. We will pay all those fees for them, all right? Okay, we went over, lowered the bill recently. Yeah, we recently got our bill lowered. Okay, sweet. Did you get under $50? No. Cool. Let's get you taken care of. Let's put you in a better spot. Let's get that price down to where it needs to be. Another big one I'm hearing all the time is, who are you with? Who are you with? Now, we train a lot to kind of hold off on saying right at the doorstep, hey, I'm with AT&T and DirecTV, I'm here to switch you to that. Reason being is no one wants to feel like they're being sold. And if they wanted AT&T and DirecTV, they would have called in, and they don't like the idea of switching at least right at the doorstep. You have to butter them up before you introduce that idea. And so I take a very neutral approach with every single customer at the door. I have a blank side on my binder. I'm not flashing any logos. If I do have a logo on my chest, I'm usually covering it up with my binder, and I'm taking a neutral approach. And so when they ask me, yeah, this sounds great, who are you with? This is my response. With the local satellite provider, the reason I'm here specifically is because you guys actually have an older system and a higher bill, and we can actually get you some more reliable equipment and get that price down to where it needs to be, okay? But truth be told, sir, I can't do it for everyone. It just depends on the system you're currently running. Do you by chance know the number on your TV box? No? Okay, let's take a peek real quick. All right? You are with the local satellite TV provider. You do not need to divulge right at the doorstep that you're going to switch them to AT&T and DirecTV. You can if you'd like, and you can deal with, you know, that potential pushback, but I like to divulge that more when I'm in the customer's home so that I can butter them up, gain their confidence, gain their trust, and then pitch the switch. Okay? It's the same idea of throwing a frog in boiling hot water. You do it right away, the frog's gonna jump right out. But if you slowly warm it up, it's gonna stay in. Okay? Same exact idea. Who are you with? Oh, I'm with the local satellite provider. The reason I'm here is because you guys have some older equipment and a higher bill. Let's get you some more reliable equipment and get that price down to where it needs to be. At no point did I tell them that I'm with one company or the other. I just told them I'm with the local TV provider and I'm here to serve them. Okay? All right. Sweet. So, the presentation with the 5 main objections. This goes back to our second point of predictability. There are 5 main objections that customers have. The first one is, will I get all my same channels? The second one is, how long does the price last? The third one, does that price include all the fees? The fourth one, I've thought about this, but it's such a hassle to change that I'm hesitant to ever do anything. And the fifth one is, I had a bad experience with DirecTV in the past. Or I've heard rumors of people having bad experiences. I've seen commercials that Dish airs bagging on DirecTV. I'm brainwashed to not like DirecTV. So, our presentation that we give once we are inside the customer's home should be embedded with all 5 of these objections and solutions to those objections. You're bringing them up before the customer does, so that by the time you come to your close, the customer has no objections. I'm going to load all their objections in the front end, so that in the back end when I'm closing, it's smooth sailing. And I've established so much credibility because I've predicted what they're thinking. Okay? This is from 7 years of TV experience. You guys that only have a couple of days, a couple of months, a couple of years, if you use this formula right here, this recipe, you will close every single qualified customer you talk to. And you're not using it right now. Because if you were, you would have double-digit sales every single day. And so start using this, and you'll start closing on the highest levels, all right? So let's talk about this. Once I'm in the customer's home, I diagnose their situation. I know exactly what they're paying. I know what channels they need. I know what their current price is. I'm gonna go into my presentation. And the presentation is simple. I'm gonna cover all 5 of these points in the presentation. And I sent you guys my presentation. I sent exactly what I say in every single home. I'll send it out again if you didn't get it once we're done with this broadcast. But I promise you, if you commit this to memory, and it's okay to copy and paste, it's okay to completely plagiarize what I'm saying. If you commit this to memory, you will start closing more deals. You'll start having more success. And so this is what it is. I'll let you guys know what we can do for you. If it's something you want to do, that's great. If not, you just let me know. I won't be offended. Okay? Just, John, the way the TV industry works, it's a very backward system. In the sense that when we get on as brand new customers, we get treated really well. And then what happens over time to us is we get swept under the rug. Okay? The new customers get treated like royalty, and the old customers get hosed. And truth be told, I'm not the guy on Wall Street that's setting the price every month, and so I'm with you. I think it's as backwards as you guys do. I want to give a plug real quick. I'm using the word we a lot. I'm not saying you're getting hosed. You get treated bad, but I'm saying we get treated bad. We get hosed. The reason I'm doing that is I'm placing myself on the customer's team. I'm using language so that they feel right by my side, that I'm an agent on their behalf trying to put them in a better situation. And so Dish Network, Spectrum, Charter, Comcast, whoever they currently have, that is not the enemy. The enemy is the TV industry as a whole. If I go into a customer's home and just say, oh, Dish Network sucks, like you guys are stupid for being on it, they're probably going to take offense to that. I'm questioning their ability to make a good decision with what provider to go with. I'm not going to do that. That's juvenile. That's elementary. Okay, that's amateur stuff. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say, hey, you've made a good decision, but the TV industry, they're treating us poorly. Let's try to get us in a better situation. Use that word we when you're talking about it. Okay, I promise you, it's an absolute game changer. All right, let's pick it up. We get treated really bad. And you probably notice occasionally the mailers and the commercials that air on TV saying, sign up as a new customer for this great price and get all these Visa cards. And we're thinking like, what the heck, you know, how do we get that price? Well, the fact of the matter is, because you're an existing customer on the Dish platform, or because you're an existing customer on the Spectrum platform or the Comcast platform, whatever they're currently using, you don't qualify for that new customer price and that new equipment. Okay? The reason I say that right there is because I don't want my customer thinking at the end of my presentation that they can just call Comcast or they can just call Spectrum to see if they can get the new customer pricing. I want to cut that off. I want to sever that thought. I don't even want that to be an option or a choice to them. So I'm saying you do not qualify for that new customer price and that new equipment on the Dish. Okay? And so with all that being said, there's a couple options that you have. All right? First, if you like paying a ton for TV with old equipment, you can stick with what you got. Okay? The other option you have, all the neighbors have been doing, is that you can get on the new AT&T television platform. Okay? By doing that, you'll qualify for the new customer pricing and the brand new equipment. Now, I'm going to go through these 5 points. Okay? So right now, you're paying $100 a month. Okay? With this new stuff, your total price, it's actually going to be $60 per month. Now, the first 2 questions I get when I say that is, first, how long does that price last? And then second, am I going to get all my same channels? And does that price include all the fees, taxes, surcharges, locals, and everything all together? So firstly, that price is locked in for the next year, okay? It is gonna go up once the year is over with, but this next year, you're gonna save a ton of money on your bill. Secondly, yes, that price does include all the same exact channels you're currently using right now. I checked your channel lineup, you're on the top 200, you're on the silver package, whatever it is, and I'm gonna get you a mirror image of all the same channels you got. Rest assured you'll get all the same stuff, okay? And yes, that price does include all the locals, the HD fees, the DVR fees, the surcharges, the taxes. I know the difference between an advertised price and the actual price that shows up on the bill. I'm gonna quote you at the actual price, okay? That's what'll show up on your monthly statements. Now, John, truth be told, the reason people don't do this more often, and probably the reason you haven't done it yet, is because you think it's such a hassle to change, okay? The beauty in what we do is that we take care of all that hassle for you. And so what I mean when I say that is my technician, he's simply gonna untuck the old equipment and tuck in the new stuff. He doesn't have to run any new wires or cables. He's just simply replacing the old with the new, okay? It'll take him about an hour, hour and a half. And then he'll put the old equipment in a pile for you. Be sure to get your old provider canceled out so you don't keep seeing that high bill. And then they'll send a return kit out in the mail to return that old equipment. You just take that old equipment to the UPS or local post office and they'll ship it back. And truth be told, you know, a lot of people made mention, you know, they maybe had a bad experience with the AT&T DirecTV in the past. To be honest with you, AT&T acquired Direct a little over a year ago. And when they did that, they put billions of dollars in the technology to make sure it's the latest and greatest stuff, okay? And so to be honest with you, John, if you like what you have right here, you're gonna love this new stuff because you'll get it at a fraction of the price and it's gonna be a lot more reliable for you. So John, getting the same channels you have right now, that brand new equipment, and that price down to $60 a month, is that something that would benefit you? Yeah, I think it would. Okay, cool. Let's get everything in writing and get you taken care of. So, that's the presentation. If you bring up all 5 of those points before they do, and I know it sounds long-winded, but you need to do that in order to establish that sense of predictability. That is the only way you're going to close consistently and frequently, is establishing that sense of predictability. Because if you do not bring up those 5 objections before the customer does, you're gonna come to your close, or even after the close, after you leave the home, and they're gonna think, oh, he quoted me at $60. That probably doesn't include like the DVR fees, the HD fees, I'm probably not gonna get the same channels I'm getting. And they're gonna start questioning stuff, okay? Oh shoot, I had a bad experience with DirecTV in the past. Like, is this gonna be the same old experience I had 10 years ago? You need to bring these up so that you leave no room for error, okay? So, that is how you establish predictability. Bring up all those objections, overcome them in your presentation, and then transition into your close. The other thing I want to mention is you should be adding another 2 to 3 sales per day because AT&T acquired DirecTV. You should be leveraging the AT&T name as much as you possibly can. When I go into a customer's home, when I first present it, notice I did not say, we're gonna get you on the DirecTV platform. The reason I don't say that is because the majority of customers I'm talking to, they've been brainwashed and they have stereotypes and stigmas towards DirecTV. You know that Dish Network has blasted commercials out to the masses for over 2 decades now, bagging on the DirecTV name, okay? And so if there's a tainted name, I'm probably not gonna say that name because it may put a bad taste in their mouth. Rather, I'm gonna say, hey, we're gonna get you on the AT&T platform. And 99.9% of my customers, they don't think twice about it, okay? Once they get the verification text or on the verification call and they say it's, you know, the AT&T DirecTV platform, and they possibly bring up that concern like, oh, like, is this like the old DirecTV? Say, no, AT&T actually acquired DirecTV about a year ago. And when they did that, they invested billions of dollars in the technology to make sure it's the latest and greatest stuff. And because of the larger customer base that AT&T has nationwide, there's now more leverage and negotiating power with the big broadcasting companies to keep the prices low, okay? And pass on the savings to you as the customer. You should be leveraging that AT&T name as much as you possibly can. That should be adding an additional 10 sales per week. If you're not saying the AT&T name in every single sell, leveraging that, you're selling yourself short, okay? Leverage that name. And you always need to be asking if they have an AT&T service already, whether it's internet, cell phones, because bundling, they save even more money. Everyone likes the idea of bundling, okay? All right, guys, that's what I got. We'll leave it open for any questions, but Brandon, Matt, Kevin, Dow, John, you guys got any questions as far as all this goes? Cool.
With contracts, Nathaniel, with that rebuttal, that seems to be the one that sticks out to me. That a lot of I mean that happens a lot. I would imagine, right?
I'd say of the 15 I had, 7 of them were in contracts. Yeah, I'm in a contract we just renewed 2 months ago. That's exactly why I'm here. Did we get your price under $50 a month? No. Let's get you taken care of.
So, dude, I love that. And what I'm saying is that we have a $300 gift card that essentially will work against that cancellation fee.
Yep. So the way you tee that up is you say, look, my technician, he's going to come in today, put all your equipment in for you. All right? You're going to call your old provider to get everything canceled out. They are going to send you a bill for that early termination fee. Okay? That bill's going to come. It is going to be $300. All right? But you're going to be getting a $300 Visa card sent out to you in the mail. Just use that Visa card to cover that early termination fee. You're not coming out of pocket anything.
Love that.
We're covering everything for you.
And that Visa card gets there in how long?
It usually takes anywhere between 3 and 4 weeks. Even if they do have to pay the early termination fee before it arrives,
they'll get it back.
It's just reimbursement. Yep. Specify with the call center agent that it needs to be the $300 in Visa cards, or they will only get $200. You have to specify you want the $300 for that customer.
How often will you waive the $50 activation?
Not very
when
often.
They have a high.
Not very often. The reason you want an activation fee is because it has them put some skin in the game, right? And so if I leave and my technician doesn't show up until 2 hours later, or even the next day or the next week, if they have some skin in the game, they're gonna stick. But if I say, yeah, it's a free installation, they've got no commitment, they've got no skin in the game. And so there's a good chance that if the technician's maybe 15 minutes later, like, I'm gonna cancel this thing, I haven't paid anything for it anyway, you know? So you want to get activation fees. It is helping your customer because it puts them with skin in the game. It's helping you as well because they're not gonna cancel on you. You want activation fees every single time. Yeah.
Follow up to that, how often do you mention the waiving of installation? The $99 installation. Do you use that typically, or does it just not come up?
So there's not an installation fee for our customers.
Right. It shows up on the contract. Sometimes I've
you kind of use it as leverage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean you can. I know a lot of people said like usually there's a $100 installation fee, but I'm gonna waive that down to $50. I just
don't mention it.
I yeah, you know.
So I know this isn't up there, man, but do you run into I gotta talk to my spouse? Is that something that happens a decent amount at all?
Here's the thing with that. You should get so quick with deciding who is the decision maker that if you're talking to the decision maker, you'll move forward with it. If you know that no matter what you say in your pitch, they cannot make a decision, you should move on to the next home, have an abundant mindset, come back later when the decision maker is there.
Love it.
That's the mindset I have when I try to go have big days If things are a little bit slower, I'll kind of push it, try to close the non-decision maker and say, oh, my husband's the decision maker, and then we'll get him on the phone, or I'll do like a soft close or whatnot. But if I have an abundant mindset that there's enough decision makers home right now, I'll say, sweet, when does your husband get back? Oh, he's back later at 5. Cool. I'll leave a note in my sales rabbit to set an appointment and come back later at 5. That's what I did on Saturday. I set 3 appointments to be after dark. And so I was using daylight to talk to new people, and then when it got dark, to talk to the people who were expecting me.
Sure. Awesome.
The other thing I want to say is we need to be leveraging these Visa cards more to close multiple accounts in one household, okay? This was a little bit of luck on Saturday, but the more I sell, the more I realize that it might not be as lucky as I think it is, and it's just something that I'm doing that we need to be doing more as a company. And it's simply grabbing the attention of the entire crowd in a home and close every single potential buyer in that home. Because Saturdays, there's family gatherings, there's barbecues, dinners, lunches, whatever. And when I get into someone's home, you better believe that every single person in that home that's paying for TV or wants to pay for TV, I'm gonna get a deal out of them before I leave. I'm not just gonna do it with the homeowner of that home. If they got neighbors, family, friends over, you better believe I'm selling every single one of them. And so I had back-to-back homes on Saturday where I closed 3 deals in the first home, knocked my next door, closed 3 deals in the second home. And so in a matter of 45 minutes, I had 6 deals, okay? So you need to leverage these Visa cards against the customers you're working with. And so for example, I get into a home, I close that homeowner, get them on board, they're sold, they're set. By the way, we actually have a referral program. If your mom gets on, I know she's kind of in the corner cooking right now, and she does have, Dish Network or Spectrum, we'll get you a $200 Visa card. Why don't you go work on her real quick? He starts working on her, starts selling her. Once she's sold, by the way, Grandma, I know your other son that just walked in for lunch, he's got Dish. If he gets on, you get a $200 Visa card. And she starts selling him. And so I sell one person and the rest of them just sell each other, okay? So you need to grab the entire audience and close every single customer in that home. Same thing, the next home I went to, they had family from Nevada over, 2 different couples from Nevada. I closed the homeowner, and then I transitioned and moved on to the family that was visiting. So where do you guys live? Oh, we're in Nevada, 6 hours away. Cool. What are you guys using? Oh, we're on Dish. How much you paying? $50. Okay, cool. Can save you some money, get you some new equipment. What do you got? Well, I'll tell you this, if you get on, I'm gonna get them a $200 Visa card. And then they're just attacking them. They're selling them, I'm not even doing any work. Okay, I'm closing up their deal, and then I'm running the next order. Next family, where do you guys live? Oh, we're in Nevada as well. Cool. We can do fulfillment jobs out there. We'll get some technicians out and get you guys taken care of as well. So, big crowds, I love big crowds. On Saturdays, when people have pool parties, when they're outside hanging out, man, you better believe I'm talking to them. I'm cracking jokes, making them laugh, grabbing their attention, and I'm gonna try to close every single potential buyer in that crowd. That's how you have the big days. Usually on Saturdays, you have those gatherings and you want to gravitate towards those gatherings because those are big deals for you. Cool. Any other questions?
Sneak Party wants to know, if I sold 17 in a day, would it hurt Nathaniel's feelings?
Not at all. In fact, I would be enamored by that.
Okay.
Who's Sneak Party?
That's Dusty. Tell Dusty if he does it, I'll cut my left arm off.
Yeah. He also wants to know how to look as good as you, but I already told him that's impossible.
Okay, cool guys. Those are my nuggets. You guys feel like you learned something new?
Yeah, it's awesome, man. Lots of notes here.
Good.